All right, are we going to buy the dip here? Because Bitcoin and Ethereum has had a decent pullback now, but which coins are we going to buy the dip on? Today, I'm going to talk about a number of larger caps that can still do like a 3 or 5x, right? Conservatively speaking. They haven't even started their run yet. It's some of the large caps I've been talking about, and some of them. I'm not going to talk about the Ethereum ecosystem today because I've already covered that in the video from 3 to 4 days ago. So today, starting with Ethereum, starting with Bitcoin, then we're going to work our way through a number of these larger coins like Virtues, Fartcoin, CRV, Salana, a number of them. So the problem with Bitcoin itself is that now we're unless we close somewhere around 121, we're going to basically, right, and that'll be green. We're going to be looking at an ugly candle anywhere around here, right? That's a topping tail and a topping tail, two weekly topping tails, right? So basically, like here was a weekly topping tail. So let's hope this 116K holds. We really don't want it to. I think it'll wick in the coming week. I think it'll wick through this 116K area, right? Something like 115, 114, and bounce up. That's the best case scenario. If that doesn't happen, then we're basically going to come into this bull flag once again, right? And that's not a scenario we want to see. However, I remain bullish, mostly because the reason is because look at all this. The stocks have not reacted much. Last time, you're worried, like, yeah, there was a pretty bad. This topping tail here was led to a pretty bad crash to 74K. I called 73K, but so far the stocks aren't reacting. All of this was basically a reaction to bad PPI number, and so far stocks are not reacting. It's purely a Bitcoin dump right now, and I think it's basically because there's too much leverage inside Bitcoin and Ethereum and the alts, and that's the exchanges doing this. So also Ethereum turning into a bit of a topping tail as well. But if it can close above 4,450, let's call it around here, 4,450, it's you can technically argue that's not really a topping tail. It doesn't look that bad. So where would Ethereum top out, bottom at? So one possible scenario that looks possible is, most people aren't prepared for this, is this area. Okay, this area around 4,100. Why 4,100? Well, simple, because you've got all these tops. What's this top? 4,100. What's this top? 4,000. What's this top? 4,100. What's this top? 41, just below 4,100. So basically 4,100 is here where, well, that's called a 4080, where a lot of the old tops are. But also look at this. If we were to measure from bottom here, from this 1387 in Bitcoin, up to the high here at 4791, the 0.786 Fibonacci is also at 4073, or very close to 4100, just below 4100. So it would seem to me then we would have a strong support around this 4070, 4050 area. Let's call it 4050 area, right? Just above 4,000. I know so far we haven't gotten there yet, and I'm not saying we definitely will get there, but that's the big, strong supporting base if we ever got there. 4050, 4050, 4070 would be around here. That's not inconceivable. I think we can get there. Like even a retest of 4,000, just dip just below 4,000, and then up we go. Overall, Ethereum still seems to be acting stronger than Bitcoin. Okay, we can have a look at the some of the larger, large cap altcoins I've been talking about before. But before we get to that, first let's answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo He-Man use? Well, Pablo uses exchange that's non-KYC. That means you don't need to show your ID. That means even the exchange can't see who you are. That means the IRS can't see you, tax office can't see you, CIA, FBI, nobody can see you, right? So I've made this deal with them because it's that great privacy, right? They have a weekly prize pool, win up to 25,000 US dollars, and there's bonuses just by depositing. So, for example, like when depending on your achievement, win up to 2,000, 4,000, 8,000, 15,000, $25,000, and this is not a monthly competition, just a weekly competition, and it's not even for the entire exchange wide. This only applies to Pablo's followers who click on this link, right? And it's available only on the Pablo link. So keep in mind, folks, limited time only. This offer finishes on September 11th. September 11th. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then the link is in the description below. The link is in the description below. But if you're watching on any other platform, just click on my profile page and there's the Stand link or Linktree, and it should be the first deal that pops up. Great. Let's get back to the markets. Again, but remember, folks, this is only available with the Pablo link. Only available on the Pablo link. So that's the situation I see on ETH. And there are a bunch of coins that are related to ETH that I have spoken about in the past. The ETH ecosystem, I've spoken about it like 3 days before the bad PPI came out and this crash happened, and that includes coins like ENS, Ethereum naming systems, Uniswap, SushiSwap, Lido, right? Even Aave probably I would put in that category. And when I spoke about it, I said, oh, look, for example, if this was the chart, I said this would be the support level and this would be the next resistance level. And people didn't understand why. They were like, what? This is like 20% below. Why is Pablo naming some level 20% below a support level? How could it ever get there? Well, now people are seeing we're getting there. You just have to, have a look at my old video from like Monday or Tuesday of this week. And I was talking about these low levels 3 days before the bad PPI came out and everything just crashed. Okay, now let's get to some coins that are large caps, because I talk about small caps a lot as well. So this one I'm going to dedicate to large caps. So for example, this is CRV. CRV is one of those old coins that's finally making a big move, right? It's got a large market cap. It's like quite a few $1 billion. But look at this. What I'm noticing here is this. CRV is something I've spoken about in the last 2 weeks. And the reason why is this. I'm noticing a massive shoulder, head, shoulder pattern. Now, usually this shoulder obviously took what? Like this is May 22 to the head here to May 24th. This took 2 years to play out. So here, November 24 to August 25. So not even 1 year yet. Usually you have symmetry in this shoulder, but I don't think we're going to get symmetry here. I think we're just going to get breakthrough here, right? Big leg up. So I spoke about it. The reason why is because if you guys have been following me, if you guys in my Discord, you know that I've been talking a lot about stable coins and DeFi, because Trump's passed all those laws on stable coins, right? So stable coins are becoming a very hot topic right now. USDC Circle has basically done 9x on its IPO on the New York Stock Exchange. All of a sudden, Wall Street, the whole world is all into stable coins. Even China is betting heavy on stable coins. So, and what does CRV do? It's basically a major DEX for stablecoin swaps and staking, like this this Curve USD, can be used to be staked for high yields. So this was one of the OGs in the stablecoin DeFi world. So that's why it's getting a lot of attention. We can see that this is actually, it only bottomed mid last year. So like this is pretty clear. Wave 1, wave 2, and this is something like wave three, although people disagree with me and say that's only part of wave three, we go there. And, you know, I would say that's wave three, wave four. And now this is something like wave five. But wave five could hit something like $4 or $5. And it's like 1, 2, 3 would be something like this, right? So since I've spoken about it, I've been saying this is a strong coin that we need to keep an eye out on. And look at this, the pullback has been very small. It's pulled back from $1.16 to 85. So that's a pretty tight pullback by crypto standards, by Bitcoin standards. And basically, so what we can do is put a bull flag on CRV. Yeah, so I believe CRV is in a tight bull flag like this, and basically picking it up somewhere, around 85 to 79 cents makes sense to me, and its target could easily be something like $2, $2.50. I think we could easily see that in the next few weeks. Okay, let's have a look at Salana. So basically, Salana. One thing I should explain about Salana is the Salana season or Seeker season. And what happened is, so far some of the phones got delayed. So they were meant to ship on August the 5th. Only a few arrived. Most of the Salana phones haven't arrived, and I've spoken a lot about the Salana Salana season or the Salana phone season because of small coins like SoulMail, SoulKeep, that SoulChat that I've been talking about, or SoulBox. So here, Salana has basically stayed in this rising trend line, even since its top. Well, since the top in 2021, the bear market bottom in 2023, we've been drawing this rising trend line. And basically, we can see that so far, it has not even come back down. Has not even come back down to its. It's so strong, it hasn't even come back to the trend line yet. See this red major trend line? Solana has not come back down to it yet. It's bouncing off a higher, more steeper trend line here. So I believe there's still a lot of strength in Ethereum, in Solana. The Seeker phone season is just about to kick in. It's been delayed by 2 weeks now. Obviously, we can see that, well, this was on my chart all the time. If you've been watching my old videos, this $1.88.5 area, and it keeps on getting rejected here. It looks like we're going to close below it for this weekly as well, and then immediately 205. So this zone, I think we're going to play a lot of games here. But once we clear it, I think we're going to take off. Probably something like this would be a reasonable target, 307. Why is that? Because look at this. If we link up this top and this top here, we get 307. Now the thing about Solana is this. So far, it has shown a lot of strength. Look at where we're closing right now. We're still closing at $1.88, would be the highest weekly close since the Trump tariff crash of April 7th. Here's April 7th. And look, this was the highest close. And now we're almost just at the highest close now. So that goes to show you that that Solana is acting very strong. And let's have a look at the dailies. So in the last few days, whilst Bitcoin and Ethereum has been dumping, Solana has also been dumping. But look, it's basically hit 205. That old double top came back from 209 to 183. Not a major drop. I mean, this is also expected for it to hit this line and come back. So I do eventually expect Solana to run up to 3010 area on the back of this Solana Seeker phone, new mobile phone season. Okay, now KTA. Kita is a coin that I called at 40 cents, and now it's around dollar. Its high was $7.68, and I've been saying let's buy the dip. As it came down. Earliest buy the dip area was just around the 70-80 cents area, and then of course it gave us some heart attacks here when it got to 47 cents. Okay, so basically, when I saw it get up to here around 150, I thought, okay, it's gonna make a cup and handle pattern, and I think that's what we're due to do. So cup and handle. It's gonna be something like this, and then up. It goes for the next big leg, break into a new all-time high. So where would the cup get to? Cup and handle. Where would it get to? I think it would get to something like this. So basically, the cup and handle would probably get to, let's say would be lucky to get, I mean, the next support area is actually around $1.15. We break $1.15, and then it's around this 95 to $1 area. Yeah, and you probably would say this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then probably this is big fifth wave coming up. Big fifth wave coming up. So so yeah, I think it can get to like $3-4. That's where it can head by the end of this bull run. KTA, still very bullish on it. Okay, now Virtues has a very interesting chart because Virtues has broken down here, right? It's broken its own trend support line, but it didn't do a bounce up here. But here's the thing. I believe Virtues, certainly Virtues AI agents are very hot right now because they're basically, there's you can see a number of AI agents are running very hot right now, including the one called Wire or 717 AI, which is what I spoke about yesterday in my video. It was tiny and now it's up 10x since I looked at it. So 717 AI, the coin I spoke about yesterday, is a Virtues AI agent, but it's launched by a partner of Circle, and it's now up 10x in 24 hours since my last video. A very small coin. So anyways, so Virtues, it's had this massive run up, pull back, and basically, so Virtues, like from its launch, this was the big run up, right? And then this second pump, this was April 7th low due to Trump tariffs. This was second pump up, and it's been going down way before Bitcoin and Ethereum. So it hasn't shown much strength. But here's the thing, from 260 down to $1.15. So more than 60% pullback. But I think this is actually just a big bull flag. It's even broken its trend support, not looking great. But I'm noticing some AI agents from Virtues are performing really well, such as the 717 AI, Wire coin that I was talking about yesterday. So even though the chart doesn't look great, I would think this is a bull flag, and we're going to break up, and I think we could easily target 523. Remember, Virtues is now basically listed on Binance, so I'm pretty sure CZ didn't list it for it to flunk. So yeah, I do think CZ's got big plans for something like Virtues, and AI. AI agent is a hot narrative as well. Okay, thank you for your time, guys. I'll catch you next episode.